To unmute, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, John. That was great. I learned a lot. We're getting to be much better at this. But hi, everybody. I just wanted to welcome you to the 103rd annual meeting of the American Red Cross serving Greater Long Beach, South Bay, Metro, and Southeast Los Angeles. Some of you know, but some of you might not know that our chapter area serves residents in 40 cities, 18 communities within the city of Los Angeles, and 8 unincorporated areas. And that equates to well over 4 million people. And we do this with the amazing support of you, the volunteers from Territory 4 and Territory 5. And tonight you'll get to meet some of them as we recognize our volunteers of the year. So John shared some tips with you, and I just wanted to add in one other little comment that if for some reason you say you chat something and we're not able to get back to you right away, feel free to email me at veronica.garcia@redcross.org. Happy to answer any questions you might have after tonight. And again, it's just because we might not be able to get to you with all that's happening. So again, you know, we might have some bumps in the road. This is a Zoom call. We're getting more and more familiar with it as we go along. So please be patient with us. And I think we're ready to get started. So it is my pleasure to now introduce our chapter board chair, Mr. Tim Seeley, who will kick us off and walk us through the agenda. Tim?
Great. Thank you, Veronica. And again, welcome to everyone. Viviana, if you could bring up, oh, perfect. So I want to start with Pledge of Allegiance and call to order. So do we have a flag that we can bring up on the screen? Okay, well, let's all picture a flag in our minds and then follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. For those of you who don't know this fun fact, the Red Cross chapters, as part of our bylaws, conduct an annual meeting to elect its officers and board members. So we need to conduct some official board business before we start the celebration portion of our meeting. So please bear with us as we move through this. So for the board members, I would like to call our meeting to order today, June 23rd, 2020 at 5:13. According to the participants on the call, a quorum is present. Thank you. Viviana, could you bring up the board officers slide, please? You all received the board member nomination slate last week and received your votes. Thank you for taking that time. As a result of the votes, I am pleased to announce the following for fiscal year 2021. First, serving a 2-year term as officers of the board are Braden Phillips, Chair, Dr. Mark Chung, First Vice Chair, Scott Dousher, Second Vice Chair, and Anita Humphrey, Secretary. Thank you for serving as officers of the board. Next slide, please. I'm also pleased to welcome our new board members serving their first 3-year term. Chris Gilbride of SoCal Gas, Diana Morell, Total American, and Juliana Moreno, Phillips 66. Thank you and welcome to the Red Cross family. Next slide, please, Viviana. Board members are eligible to renew their 3-year term, and we are fortunate to have Mr. Paul Conrad back for another 3-year term. Paul has served as board chair and is currently chair of our philanthropy committee along with Olga Chavez. Together, they are a force behind the fundraising success of our annual Hometown Heroes event. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you. Viviana, next slide, please. Last, we have two outstanding board members who are ending their term on the board. Stephen O'Kane has been a mainspring of our biomed blood services work and an excellent leader on our executive committee for the past 5 years. He and his family are moving north to Canada, and we will greatly miss Stephen's leadership. Thank you, Stephen. Barbie Wendell started her service with the Red Cross 25 years ago. Over this time, Barbie has served as a member of the disaster team, an authorized driver, government operations service associate, and many more. Barbie organized our very first hometown heroes. Let's do a virtual clap for Barbie on that. And continues to serve as committee chair and member year after year. She has been a valuable and visionary member of the board, and we will miss her very much. But thankfully, Barbie is not leaving us entirely. She has agreed to serve as an honorary board member beginning July 1. Thank you, Barbie.
Go. Thank you. No, I'm muted still.
You're welcome. Okay, Viviana, if you could go to the next slide, please. Before we close out the business portion of our meeting, I wanted to share the names of the people, which include board members, honorary board members, and staff who provide support, leadership, vision, and direction in support of our mission. So our fiscal year 2021 chapter board members are Victoria Ballesteros, National Center for Immigration Rights, Molly Beck, Coldwell Banker Beachside, Olga Chavez, Marathon Petroleum, Dr. Mark Chung, Sleep Plus Lung, Sabrina Cisneros, California Resources Corporation, Paul Conrad, Total American, Scott Dousher, AALRR Law Firm, John Dupuy, Cypress College, Chief Xavier Espino, City of Long Beach, Chris Gilbride, SoCal Gas, Deputy Chief Matthew Gruneisen, City of Long Beach, Clinton Holsinger, Old Castle Infrastructure, Danita Humphrey, Community Volunteer, Janet Kim, Consultant, Charles King, TABC, Adriana Lopez, City of Paramount, Diana Morell, Total American, Juliana Moreno, Phillips 66. Next slide, please. Thank you. Braden Phillips, Community Volunteer, Tim Seeley, Boeing, John Shisco, Community Volunteer, Jean Bixby Smith, Community Volunteer, Dale Spiegel, Community Volunteer. Next slide, please, Viviana. Our honorary members, Chief Robert Luna, Harold O'Mell, Eunice Sato, Dr. Bill Porter, Candace Stacy, Bill Clausen, and then we'll be adding to this list Barbie Wendell. Thank you. Our chapter staff, Chris Campbell J., Disaster Program Specialist, Territory 4, Ryan Chan, Disaster Program Specialist, Territory 5, Viviana Jarocueto, Business Operations Specialist, Veronica Garcia Davalos, Executive Director, Nadan Rambo, Disaster Program Manager, Territory 4, Andrea Ritter, Disaster Program Manager, Territory 5. Thank you. Next slide, please. So this concludes the business portion of our annual meeting. We selected the power of we as our theme while assessing our accomplishments for today's presentation, and it felt really appropriate. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the pain and challenges we're feeling as a community. And as we're going through all of these challenges with of course the COVID-19 and the civil unrest, which is challenging who we are as a society, I'm often brought back to what the Red Cross mission really is, or the fundamental principles around humanity and impartiality. It's with joy that I work with the Red Cross and the staff and the volunteers, because it's that humanity and just reaching out to everybody and experiencing their humanity and helping them and alleviate suffering, irrespective of any background. That's, really, it's part of why I'm proud to be part of this organization. And I'm excited at how we evolved and continue to pursue our mission with all these challenges. You have all showed up, sleeves up, hearts open, all in. Thank you all for helping us carry out our mission. You are the Red Cross, and our work is not possible without your efforts. I've asked our incoming board chair, Braden Phillips, to join me in presenting the highlights of fiscal year 20 for each of our lines of service. And as we go through these, you'll see it's an amazing set of accomplishments. So Viviana, if you could go to the next slide, please. Oh, that was a cool transition. The first one is service to the armed forces. This past year, under the staff leadership of Lauren Duncan and now Myra Valle, our 75 volunteers contributed more than 11,000 hours providing services and support to military members, veterans, and their families. This includes year-round support to veterans in the Long Beach VA Hospital, led by John Shishko and other Red Cross volunteers. Our chapter also leads the Veterans History Project under the direction of Mike Farrar and 12 volunteers. This year alone, we have documented the lives of 28 veterans whose stories will be sent to the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., to be there in perpetuity. And when asked, we rose to the occasion to help secure more than 2,300 face masks and personal protective equipment, thanks to the generosity of board member Janet Kim and others. Thank you, Service to the Armed Forces volunteers.
Next is international services. Our volunteers contributed more than 900 hours helping reconnect 14 families and engaging 41 youth in Youth Action Campaign. That shares information about humanitarian laws. Thank you, international services volunteers.
Next is training services, formerly known as Preparedness, Health, and Safety Services. We offer training to individuals in CPR, first aid, certified nurse assistant program, lifeguarding, babysitting, and more. Thank you to all our training services volunteers.
Next is biomed or blood services. This year alone, we held 1,360 blood drives and donors gave more than 30,000 units of blood. It's a good looking guy giving blood there too.
We need to change the picture.
Yeah, and this past spring, we participated in a spring referral program to help our biomed colleagues increase the number of drives and donors needed to address the critical shortage. That equated to 63 drives, nearly 63 drives in total. And a lot has changed this past year in this arena. The Food and Drug Administration recently relaxed the rules on blood donations, which will allow for more donors. Great news. Also, due to COVID-19, we have new safety protocols for blood donors. And beginning on June 15th, I guess it actually began on June 15th, we offer Red Cross blood donors COVID-19 antibody testing. If you are a blood services volunteer or a blood donor, thank you.
The next line of service covers preparedness, response, and recovery work that we do under the umbrella of disaster services. And it's where many of you volunteer your time. So let's start with Prepare LA. More than 6 years ago, we kicked off Prepare LA. Prepare LA has become a part of Prepare SoCal program that seeks to prepare individuals for disasters big and small. Through the Prepare LA initiative, we've been able to work closely with 6 of the most at-risk communities in our service area. These include Bell Gardens, Compton, East Los Angeles, Huntington Park, Paramount, Wilmington, and soon Pico Rivera. Several coalitions have developed resiliency plans for their communities that include strategies for volunteer recruitment, training, identifying hazards and risks, and securing necessary resources in advance. They have also brought training opportunities to residents in English and Spanish, including CPR, first aid, Be Red Cross Ready, and preparedness training for youth. Thank you to all of our volunteers, AmeriCorps members, and staff who are part of this important work.
In addition to our Prepare LA work, we provided training to all the cities and communities in our service area. This year alone, we trained 1,473 adults in Be Red Cross Ready, 4,013 children in Prepare with Pedro and Pillowcase Project, 173 people in CPR First Aid, and 45 in hands-only CPR. We are currently offering virtual preparedness training and will continue to do so until it is safe to return to an in-person training sessions. Impressive. Thank you all to all of our volunteer trainers and supporters in these vital programs.
Much of our preparedness work in our communities is accomplished with the help of our amazing AmeriCorps team. In our chapter alone, 13 members from California for All, California Safe Corp, and Para Todos support us every day. This was a unique year, and our AmeriCorps members played a significant role in the COVID-19 disaster response while supporting ongoing work. Thank you to the following AmeriCorps members: Maya Rodriguez, Nancy Coe, Sylvia Catalan, Morgan Corral de Salvo, Fatima Vasquez, Catherine Kumerer, Victoria Ramirez Gomez. That was T4. And in T5, Territory 5, we had Maximo Granados, Laura Granados, Kylie DiStefano, John Patrick Salvador, Lydia Annabella Camelli, and Ocean Mansour Sucker. Thank you.
The Home Fire Campaign was launched in 2014 and had 4 primary goals: reduce home fire-related deaths and injuries, install 2.5 million smoke alarms, make 1 million homes safer in at-risk neighborhoods, and to educate families about home fire safety through free preparedness training and sound the alarm events. Since the inception of this program, we've been busy meeting these objectives, and very successfully, I might add. Although the pandemic prevented us from conducting all the events that we had planned for this year, we made great strides. We held 14 events, installed 3,381 alarms, and made 1,328 homes safer. Outstanding accomplishments, and thank you to all of you who have participated.
The chapter's ham radio program, under the leadership of Dr. Mark Chung, has been a guiding force in the region and across the country. The program trains and certifies individuals on the use of ham/amateur radio as a vital communication mode during disasters. I'm proud to say that we have 21 licensed operators and more in training now. This past year, we led the National Red Cross Radio Simulation exercise for the state of California, conducted several drills throughout the year, and we plan to expand the program throughout the region so every Red Cross building has trained and licensed operators and the proper equipment. Thank you to all our ham radio operators. We appreciate all the work you do to keep us safe and informed.
In our response work, we deploy volunteers to local and national emergencies as needed. This year alone, more than 88 volunteers from our chapter were deployed to 9 disaster relief operations that included the Searles Valley earthquake, Hurricane Dorian, Kincaid fire, a myriad of COVID-19 events, and multifamily fires and other disasters. This is challenging and important work, and we appreciate the time and energy you give to support those in need. Thank you to all of you who deployed.
As was mentioned earlier, this was an unprecedented year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Across the country, the Red Cross Los Angeles region is known for being on the cutting edge and leading the pack when it comes to disaster response, and COVID-19 was no exception. When the Los Angeles Unified School District needed help to serve meals to thousands of children who rely on school breakfasts and lunches, the American Red Cross LA region stood ready with a network of volunteers. As of today, we have served more than 31 million meals and still counting. When our nation was on the brink of blood shortage, the Red Cross was there to ensure that every patient received life-saving blood. We have not seen this kind of response since 9/11. When the social distancing became the new normal, our region developed a COVID-19 continuity of operations virtual training program for nonprofits and other organizations. When social distancing became a safety protocol, we offered virtual preparedness training and other workshops, share resources. We have adapted our disaster response procedures to protect clients and ourselves, and we secured and delivered personal protective equipment, masks, cots, and comfort kits to the neediest. We also took care of the Red Cross family through Project Wellness to make sure everyone was safe and well. Wow, we are so very proud of the work you did and continue to do. Thank you.
When you look at the cycle of disaster, response is how we provide comfort and care. Mass care and logistics together fulfill the mission requirements of service delivery, which is to alleviate human suffering. From identifying and securing shelters, obtaining feeding agreements, and making sure our vehicles and supplies are ready at a moment's notice, you are there time and time again. Thank you to all of our shelter volunteers, drivers, planners, and logistics volunteers. You're the best.
Disasters, like home fires, don't discriminate. They can impact anyone at any time. With the support of the 73 active disaster action team members from Territories 4 and Territory 5, we responded to 141 incidents this year alone. Thank you to all our disaster action team members. We know this is a 24/7 job, and we appreciate all that you do.
After a disaster, people often need help to recover, and we have a dynamic team that works in disaster mental health, disaster health services, disaster spiritual care, and individual care. This year alone, you opened 468 cases, helping 1,263 clients, which amounted to more than $280,000 in direct assistance. Special thanks to our recovery team volunteers.
There are other important programs that are critical to our success. The first is community outreach. This is accomplished by our community outreach event volunteers and 10 community ambassadors who represent the Red Cross in the community where they live and work. Our community ambassadors and the cities they represent are listed here on the slide. Thank you to all our community ambassadors, outreach volunteers, and our community ambassadors.
Another tremendous Red Cross resource is our youth program. We have an outstanding youth corps under the leadership of Anna Yang, AmeriCorps Youth Coordinator Amanda Pham, and supportive youth advisors, volunteer Chris Sanchez, Phil Barker, and Timothy Hokinson. Each year, hundreds of youth from local high schools participate in Red Cross activities, and they are superstars. They fundraise, provide disaster preparedness training, coordinate blood drives, provide support to our Sound the Alarm events, and more. Thank you to the 752 Red Cross youth members representing the 40 clubs in our chapter's service area.
All the great work we do requires funding, and we are lucky to have the best development team in the country. In addition, our chapter board and volunteers work hard every year to raise funds to support our mission. Each year we conduct board campaign. For the past 16 years, we have held an extraordinary event called Hometown Heroes. Special thanks to our board members, our Hometown Heroes committee members, and our sponsors. We appreciate all the work they do every year to raise the funds that we need to accomplish our missions. When we reflect back on this year and the power of we, the word that gets overused is unprecedented, but it's not an understatement for what we've been through. And I'm continually inspired by the passion and energy that our volunteers, that you and we put towards the mission. Thank you all again for the work you do to support our communities through the Red Cross mission. Now we're going to transition to the Volunteer of the Year Awards. Each year, we ask all our volunteers to nominate a fellow volunteer who has gone over and beyond the call of duty, and this year was no exception. Our first award is special recognition that is selected by the executive committee of our board. Named after our founder, Clara Barton, the award honors individuals who have displayed long-term commitment to the life-saving activities and programs of the American Red Cross. It is my personal pleasure to present the 2020 Clara Barton Spirit of the American Red Cross to my friend and colleague, Jean Bixby Smith. As I was reflecting on, my time on the board, I remember when I first joined the board, there were voices that really stood out to me. Nancy Higginson, Neil Allgood, Dr. Bill Porter, and Jean Bixby Smith. I continue to value her voice, and she has been a strong force in supporting the community, the chapter, and the volunteers. So I want to say thank you very much, Jean, and invite you to share a few remarks, please.
Okay. Thank you
Yes.
very much, Tim. I appreciate it. I'm really honored to receive the Clara Barton Spirit of the Red Cross Award. That's quite a mouthful. Clara Barton ministered to the sick and the injured without regard for race, creed, or color, something the Red Cross still does every single day. I think for me, this is a longevity award, or maybe a loud voice award based on what Tim just said. Because I've stuck around for so long, but I'm so proud to have been a part of an organization that has as a part of its founding principles, and principles which it still practices and honors today, of humanity, impartiality, and neutrality. Those qualities are greatly in need all across our country and our community. And Red Cross stands for them steadfastly, and we can all be proud to be a part of this organization. I was delivered the plaque and asked to show you all what it looks like. And so I hope you can see it. Can't see me, I guess. But that is the plaque. And I appreciate that very much. It will have a place of honor in my home. And then I was lucky enough, and I'm going to share this too, to get something else, which I don't know that I'm ever going backpacking with this pack, but that is 3 days worth of emergency supplies in case, I don't know, in case of earthquake, in case of fire, in case of whatever disasters might befall me. I told Viviana I thought maybe I would throw it in the trunk of my car so I would always know where it was. And if I were away from home and something happened, I'd have provisions to hand out. But it's got 3 days supply of food, water, it's got radio, it's got first aid things. It's quite an assortment of things here. And as I said, I didn't think I'd hike very far in it, but I know I will be pleased to have it there when it's needed. So thank you very much, and thank you for the award. I truly am honored by this.
Great. Thank you so much, Jean. And thank you all for the comments that were popping up through the chat box. Very much appreciated. Jean, thank you for your continued leadership. Next, I would like to call on Dr. Mark Chung and Anna Yang to present our next award. So Mark, if you would, please.
Thank you, Tim. The Betty Seal Outstanding Youth Award was named after a longtime Red Cross volunteer who was an educator and who dedicated her life to youth. The award is presented to a current and active youth volunteer, one in each territory, who has demonstrated leadership, commitment, innovation, and has been a positive role model for his or her peers. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipients of the Betty Seal Outstanding Youth Award to Daniel Morales for Territory 4 and Mia Myra for Territory 5. Congratulations. I'll now turn over to Anna for additional remarks.
Thanks, Mark. These are two extraordinary youth volunteers. So first, let me tell you a little bit about Daniel Morales. He is currently our preparedness officer for the Long Beach Youth Corps and has been part of our organization for over 3 years. He helped with lots of sound alarms and recruiting youth to help and attend those meetings, as well as disaster preparedness education for teens and young people as well. Daniel is actually part of our Ready Teens program, which was our first launch last summer, which was supported by the board members. And last year we had 40 youth that was part of that summer training. And this year we're completing our 5th week with 105 youth from 4 different regions around the United States. And Daniel is one of 10 section leaders for this program. So Daniel, at this time, would you like to share some words?
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Morales, and Anna pretty much covered my whole background. I've been proudly serving the American Red Cross for over a year now. Wow, time flies fast. But I'm very honored to receive this award because I genuinely love this organization because it strives to help out others, which is one of the main things that I enjoy doing ever since I was a child. Helping out others was my main goal. And being able to just see those families and sound the alarms, or seeing the children happy learning preparedness and prepare with Pedros or even pillowcase projects, honestly fuels my energy to continue volunteering for the Red Cross. And I want to thank the youth advisors, Phil Barker, Tim Hugginson, Anna Yang, and Amanda Pham, and many others, because they're able to help us out as youth. And even when we're stuck with events and we don't know what to do at, say, like 3 a.m. and we still need to contact people, they're always there supporting us, and they're always there making sure that everything runs smoothly. And also, I do want to thank my mom and dad, even though they're not going to be able to see this probably. But if it weren't for them, there would be no way for me to actually travel to the various places, or like the Long Beach chapter and such. So they help me out, and they constantly support me every day in terms of volunteering for this organization. But other than that, thank you so much to everyone, and I am very honored to receive this award.
Thank you, Daniel. And our next award recipient for representing Territory 5 is Mia Mira. So Mia has been a volunteer with us for a little bit over a year. And this past year, she was our Blood Health and Training Services officer. Actually, of all the 10 youth corps that are in LA region, Mia helped the Commerce chapter host the most blood drives, which she was able to host 3 blood drives through this fiscal year, including a blood drive that just happened while we were sheltered in place. So thank you, Mia, for all your hard work in ensuring that we do continue to have a blood supply for all our patients. And at this time, Mia, would you like to share some words?
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Mia Mira, and thank you everyone for being part of the Red Cross and helping me out with my volunteer work. And I'm very honored to receive this award. I couldn't have done this without my amazing youth corps, all the board members, Anna, Amanda, and Chris. I even started volunteering with the Red Cross thanks to 2 of the e-board members. So if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, I really enjoyed volunteering with the Red Cross. I started around March of last year. And I honestly had no idea I could make such a tremendous impact through my volunteer work. I really enjoyed hosting and organizing blood drives this past year and seeing just how happy these donors were to have made a difference and save a life. So this gives me hope that people want to create a better world, and it just reinforces the idea that no matter how small your efforts, you still make a tremendous impact. And that's what I really love about the Red Cross. I'm very happy to be a part of such a great organization that's dedicated to helping others. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to Mia and Daniel. I always feel good about the future, so I'm excited. Thank you for being a part of the Red Cross. Next, I would like to invite Nadan Rambo.
There it is.
And Andrea Ritter, disaster program managers for Territory 4 and Territory 5, respectively, to present our next awards. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Tim. Hello, everybody. Our next award is named after a beloved longtime volunteer who passed away this year. Dorothy Wise was an inspirational leader, and this award is presented to someone who has made outstanding contributions to the advancement of our mission by volunteering their time, expertise, and their leadership. So the award presented to 2 volunteers, one from each territory, and it is my absolute pleasure to present the Dorothy Wise Leadership Award to Ed Green. So in Territory 4, Ed Green he's the winner of the Dorothy Wise Award. Ed has really been doing a lot of tremendous work trying to build up our ham radio program, building up our communications, not just in the territory, but in the region. He's been working with this program, offering an amazing service, where they're offering free classes for people to learn to become ham radio operators, while at the same time, building up our territory and our regions radio program and our comms program. So they've been doing a lot of work, working just not here in the territory, but in the region, recruiting new people, bringing in new folks. We've had so many new people come and join us and learn more about what we've been doing, and helped out at our Sound the Alarm events and all sorts of programs, thanks to all the work that you guys have been doing. So I just want to thank Ed for everything and congratulate him, and just open it up. Ed, if you'd like to say something. Ed, you hear Ed? You are muted if you're talking.
There
you are.
I'm sorry. I want to thank Nadan and Veronica and the board, and I want to blame Chris Campbell, Jay, and Priscilla Scooch for getting me involved in the Red Cross, and also my wife for being so supportive with all the different meetings and times. And I must say our ham radio team is so lucky to have leadership from Dr. Mark Chung, whose vision, leadership, and team building has really made all the difference and given me so much satisfaction. So I'm very humbled to be in this team of volunteers that were honored, and thank you very much to everyone. Oh, I'm supposed to show the award. Okay. Here's the award. And I got a similar gift to Jean's, which is in my car right now. And again, thank you so much to everybody there.
Okay, I guess we'll pass it on to Andrea to present for T5.
Thank you, Nadan, and congratulations to you, Ed. Well deserved. I know that a few folks from T5 have also joined the Ham Radio Club and have really, really appreciated that work. It is my pleasure to present the Dorothy Wise Leadership Award for Territory 5 to Amanda Morita. Amanda Morita is the volunteer partner to our disaster program specialist, Ryan Chan. So ultimately, I would like to hand it over to Ryan to say a few words and share on Amanda.
Hello, everyone. So Amanda has been with the Red Cross for just over 10 months. She started as a disaster action team volunteer, which she quickly excelled in her role, not only in leading the field teams as a desk supervisor, but also overseeing large and small responses as a duty officer. She also helped strengthen a lot of our program in that as a disaster action team coordinator. Her dedication and leadership didn't just stop there. For the last 2 months, she has been supporting 2 separate disaster relief operations as the staff service lead, both for the T5 multi-family fire operation and the LAUSD feeding operation. She always striving to be the role model for other volunteers. She has a total of 15 gaps and counting. She is also the Territory Disaster Workforce Engagement Coordinator, always willing to be available to mentor others, helping others to further their training so that they can do everything that they want to do in the community. So thank you so much, Amanda, for your incredible work. I'm continue to be speechless for everything that you have already accomplished in this short period of time. Congratulations on your award.
Amanda, would you like to say a few words if you're here?
Yes, I'm here. Wow. Thank you all so much for this award. Like Ryan said, I haven't been with the Red Cross quite a year yet. I came to the Red Cross looking for something very specific in my life, and I found it. And not only did I find it, but I found my people. And I am honored to serve alongside you guys. You're all such amazing people, such inspiring people, and I'm so honored to be counted amongst you. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Amanda. Congratulations. Yes, I've seen Dan giving you a round of applause. I have the chills. It's an honor to get to know you and to have you on our team of incredible humanitarians, Amanda. Okay, our next, and also congratulations again, Ed. Very well deserved to the both of you. Our next award was named after a Red Cross volunteer who served on numerous deployments during his lifetime and was a national leader in disaster cycle services. The award is presented to 2 disaster cycle services volunteers who have shown commitment, compassion, and collaboration in disaster preparedness, response, or recovery. And it is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the Neil Allgood Disaster Cycle Services Award for Territory 5 to Robin Cohen. I just want to give a little bit of information on Robin. So I joined the Red Cross around the same time as Amanda, about 10 months ago. And the first time I met Robin was at a volunteer meeting. And to my dismay, she had ordered the infamous In-N-Out burger. Now, not being from California, I had never had In-N-Out burger before. Unbeknownst to Robin, I'm vegan. But I was hungry, and I've never really liked French fries. So as you can imagine, if you know Robin, she was crushed when she learned that there was nothing for me to eat, given her excitement on introducing me to In-N-Out burger. So from that day forward, Robin has showed up to every volunteer meeting, every sound the alarm event, every disaster operation with not only a vegan entree choice, but also vegan desserts. And although I have known Robin for only 10 months, I can say her values truly align with this award of collaboration, compassion, and commitment. Robin has built our feeding team from a team of 1 herself to a team of 4. She's also kicking off our feeding readiness project this year, working in conjunction with the regional feeding lead to create feeding partnerships with local restaurants and vendors. Her compassion. So Robin is incredibly dedicated to improving the lives of those we serve, paying special care to filling their hungry bellies with good food through creative and thoughtful choices, paying very special attention to dietary restrictions. And commitment. Robin is the first one to arrive at every meeting and the last one to leave. She acts as the feeding lead for every meeting, every event, and every DR she's able to respond to. She's also our lead shelter trainer, and she has trained hundreds of general partner members to help in shelter operations. Robin was also the first feeding lead for a level 2 disaster relief operation during the COVID environment, and did an incredible job providing mission service delivery to our clients. So congratulations to you, Robin, and I would like to hand it over to you if you'd like to say a few words. Robin, if you're on, you are on mute.
Hi, Andrea. I'm not seeing Robin under the current participants list unless she's logged in as someone else. I'm not seeing Robin here.
Well, good thing you're recording, because I just had a lot of nice things to say about her. Well, we will make sure we get the video over to Robin. So now I guess I will hand it over to Nadan, if he'd like to share the Territory 4 award.
Thanks, Andrea. To present our last award, last but not least, I'd like to go on ahead and present the Neil Allgood Award for Territory 4 to Christian Ellers. Christian has been working really hard in the DAT program. He joined us, and very quickly he showed a great propensity for being able to manage really tough situations and to be able to jump into really hectic and just situations that are all over the place. And he's really elevated within the DAT program very quickly. He's been working really hard to promote other people, to try and get new folks interested inside of DAT. The disaster action team is really those are the first boots on the ground. Those are the first people that are out there. And Christian has, time and time again, even when he's not on call, he's always responded. He's always been there. He's always shown, great judgment and really, all sorts of strange situations that you run into out on DAT calls. And his ability to really help us, bring in new people, to help us promote his excellent judgment of character, his ability to work with all sorts of different folks, and has really made him just an invaluable part of Territory 4. I can't tell you how many times we've had something crazy happen at 2 in the morning, and I'm just thinking, thank God Christian is here and picks up his phone and is available to help, because there's been a number of times we've been out there. So I just really want to thank Christian for everything he's done for Territory 4, everything he's done for the region, and all the great work he's been doing to really build up and to really make our disaster action team program something to really be proud of. We've got so many great people participating, and I think a big part of that is Christian rallying people and being part of the meetings, being part of the drills, and being part of everything. So thank you, Christian. Appreciate everything you've been doing. I know you're here, so if you'd like to say something, I'll hand it over to you.
Well, wow, how life has changed. I used to get much different 2 o'clock in the morning calls, but hey, Sorry, I live by the beach, so you can hear it's a little bit loud maybe here. But yeah, you know what? I'd love to take more credit for all of this, and I really do appreciate the award. But I came into a great team. I had some great trainers. You know, I had Pat, Nadan, etc., that really gave me a lot of guidance and gave me the opportunity to go from trainee to being a DAT lead. You know, there's not, I can't think of many more things that are more emotionally rewarding than starting from, you know, showing up with someone that's in a very difficult time, one of the most traumatic times in their lives, and reminding them that there's hope and that there's a whole organization the size of Red Cross with the compassion of Red Cross that's there to help them move forward in life. And that is really rewarding for me. And just as rewarding as that experience at 2 o'clock in the morning is also coming to the Red Cross meetings and joining up with everyone and the camaraderie that I feel like we all share. So I'll show you my award also. I also got the red backpack full of survival stuff, but I also got the award as well. So thank you all for everyone. Thank you all for everything, and have a good night.
Fantastic. Thank you, Christian. Congratulations, Christian. Congratulations, Robin. And I guess I will pass it back to Tim.
Thank you very much, Nadan. And again, congratulations to all our Volunteer of the Year award recipients. I continue to be inspired by the stories and by the service to our communities. Thank you for all you do. Now, if I can ask everybody to click on the speaker view, which is the small icon at the top right-hand part of the screen for the passing of the gavel. I'll give just a few seconds for folks to do that. Thank you. It is now time to pass the gavel to my friend and colleague, Braden Phillips, who will assume the role as our board chair beginning July 1.
Farther, reach further. Got it. Thank you. I appreciate it, Tim.
You bet. Thank you, Braden. Before I end my term as your board chair, I just wanted to share a couple of closing thoughts. We teach resiliency, and through this year, we have had to practice resiliency. The energy and the passion that our volunteers have with the mission and towards our community just continue to inspire me. It has been an honor to serve the chapter, to serve the staff, to serve the volunteers in our community as board chair. I like the thought, you know, I like being part of You Are My People. So thank you for that thought. And I'm looking forward to continuing to serve the volunteers, to serve the board, and to serve our new chair, Braden. So thank you again for all you do, and thank you for your continued support for the community. Braden, over to you, please.
Well, thank you, Tim. First, I want to acknowledge you for 2 great years of leadership, especially during the last few especially challenging months. It's been a real pleasure to work with you. We both came on the board about the same time and have worked closely together over those years, and it has all been a pleasure. And I know I can rely on your guidance throughout my term. I kind of have 3 unique reactions right now. First, I'm very proud of the hardworking staff and volunteers who help us achieve the Red Cross mission every day. I want to get to know you better and help make it safer and easier for you to do your jobs. Second, I'm honored to have been given the opportunity to lead such an esteemed group of volunteer board members. Each of you bring unique talents, experience, and energy to your position, and I look forward to optimizing those contributions. Finally, I'm humbled. Every time I walk past the wall of pictures of previous board chairs, I'm blown away by the level of talent that has preceded me. Each of the chairs I've worked for in the 15 years that I've been on the board have been truly exceptional. And living up to that standard will be my ongoing motivational challenge. Veronica, let's do this. Back to you.
Hi. Okay. Oh my. Big. I could see myself like so big. Thank you. That was very nice. I'm really still. Everything is just kind of soaking in for me right now. I just want to say congratulations to all of our volunteers of the year. You guys are so inspiring. You do so much for all of us, for our community, and I can't thank you enough. You know, it's our job. We work. Many of us work for the Red Cross, but you volunteer, and you know that is. I just can't. I don't know. I can't even find the words to really tell you how I feel about that. But thank you. Appreciate all the efforts that you put in every day to make sure that our community is safe and that we respond with kindness, and you do it so well. I want to also congratulate our new officers and our new board members. I look forward to working with all of you. It's been, I think I've been on board for 1.5 years now, almost 2 years, and this is by far the best chapter in the whole region, probably in the whole country. And so I'm super blessed and thankful for all of you. And my heartfelt thanks also to our 2 outgoing board members, Stephen O'Kane and Barbie Wendell. You guys have been so amazing. I don't know what we're going to do without you. You will be so missed, but I know you're not going anywhere. I know Stephen will continue to be a Red Crosser, and I know Barbie, being on the honorary board, you'll still be with us. So thank you so much for that. And you know, as we continue through this COVID pandemic and the ongoing social injustice that's happening all over the world, I just want to thank you for carrying our mission forward. I think that this is the time that we have all, you know, it's historical. We will, you know, never would I've thought in my lifetime that we would experience something such as a pandemic and the kind of social injustice that's happening today. And yet you guys are there always, you know, ready to you know, sleeves up, hearts open, all in. And I just want to say thank you for that. And in closing, just, you know, you live our motto, the motto of sleeves up, hearts open, all in. And I see that all the time, but it's really what you do every day. So thank you. We're ending really early, which is nice. So now you can go have dinner and a nice glass of wine or tea. And just wanted to say thank you. And special thanks also to Viviana, who really works with us to make sure that all of this is seamless, and to John Axel, who was our producer, and to Nadan and Andrea and Chris Campbell J and Ryan Chan, our team that really loves all of you, and we care about all of you, and we just wanted to make you happy today, and I hope that you were pleased with our annual meeting. And that's it for me. Good night. I have nothing more to add. If you have anything that you want to share, please let us know. Thank you. Back to you, Tim, if you want to close.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. And again, thank you for all you do. Be safe and take care. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you, everyone.
Here, Tim.
Used to say like fan page.
Great meeting.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you, Veronica, for your leadership.
Eileen said we can go ahead and request.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Good night.
That's up to someone higher.
Everybody.
Good night.
If everybody wants to stay on and visit, be happy to chit chat with anybody, or if you have any questions.
Can you take us off of the share screen, please? Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ed and Christian. Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
summer.
Chris.
Good night. This is Thumper signing off.
Good night. Good night. Good program, Veronica. Got the gang in there.
Good night. Thank
Good night.
you.
Thank you.
Michael.
Thanks, everybody.
You see Mr. Hicks popped up. Woo!
I'm not leaving until you do. Michael Hicks. Hi. Thumper. Oh, you're here. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Next year we can go back to the breakfast meeting. That was always
Yes.
fun.
Oh, we were going to have it at Kiesel Young and Logan with our host. So next year. Salpa, are you there? Thank you for joining us. I see
Yes,
your
I'm
name.
here.
Oh, so great. Thank you.
That's the first time that I enjoy that kind of meeting.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in person.
Yeah.
Oh, Juliana, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Soon, hopefully.
Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.